Friends, welcome to Open University. In last video, we were discussing about some problems, previous year questions from the workbook. Okay, and we solved some question, 14 question, and then moved to the 15th question. Okay, move to the 15th question. It is asked that the voltage at V1 and V2 of the arrangement shown in the figure will be respectively. Yes. Okay. It is asking what is the value of V1 and V2 of the figure shown, and the question is given like this. The question is given like this. This is your V1 and this is V2. This is D1 and this is D2. Here is plus 6 volt, plus 6 volt, and here is 3 volt, plus 3 volt, and here the voltage is plus 6 volt. Okay. This resistance value is given to be 10 kilo ohm, and here also 10 kilo ohm. Okay. The question is about finding what is the value of V1 and V2. First, draw the circuit. Now, you consider the cut-in voltage of the diode is V gamma equal to 0.6 volt. Okay. Assume the cut-in voltage of the diode is 0.6 volt. Now, in order to solve this question, assume that diodes are off. Okay, that is, you need to do open circuit test. Okay, to know what is the which diode will be forward biased and which diode will be reverse biased, you first do the open circuit test. Okay. This is your V1 and this is your V2. This voltage is your 6 volt, this voltage is your 3 volt. Okay, and this voltage is also 6 volt. This is 10 kilo and this is also 10 kilo. Now, there will be no current in this path. Okay, so the same 3 volt will be available here at this node. Same 3 volt will be available at this node. Now see, this side voltage is 6 volt and this side voltage is 3 volt. Okay, here it is 6 volt and here it is 3 volt. So D1 will be forward biased. Okay, when D1 will be forward biased, we will replace D1 with its cut-in voltage. Okay, V gamma, that is how much? 0.6 volt. Then what is V2 will be? V2 will be 6 minus 0.6, that is 5.4 volt. V2 will be 5.4 volt. Okay. V2 will be 5.4 volt. Then see, here it is 5.4 volt and here same here 6 volt, no current will flow in this path, so same 6 volt will be appear here at this point. Okay, this side voltage is 6 volt and this side voltage is 5.4 volt. This side voltage is 6 volt, this side voltage is 5.4 volt. So D2 will be reverse bias, so it will be open circuited. So D2 is open circuited. Then what is V1 value? V1 value will be 6 volt, same 6 volt will be appear at this point. So V1 value is 6 volt and V2 value is 5.4 volt. This is the answer to the question. So in order to solve this question, you first assume that both the diodes are off. Okay. Then find which diode is on and which diode is off. Okay. So answer to the question is option A. V1 value is 6 volt and V2 value is 5.4 volt. Then move to the second question. The second question is given, the cut-in voltage for each diode in figure is 0.7 volt. V gamma equal to 0.7 volt. Full stop. Each diode current is 0.5 milliampere. Okay. The value of R1, R2 and R3 will be, it is asking the value of R1, R2, R3. The circuit is given like this. This voltage is 10 volt. This voltage is 0 volt and this voltage is 5 volt, plus 5 volt, and this voltage is minus 5 volt. This is your R1, this is your R2 and this is your R3. It is given that the cut-in voltage for each diode is V gamma equal to 0.7 volt. Okay, and the current through each diode is 0.5 milliampere. So the current through this diode is 0.5 milliampere, through this diode is 0.5 milliampere, through this diode is 0.5 milliampere. That is your forward current of the diode is given to be 0.5 milliampere. Now the question is about what is the value of R1, R2 and R3. Now you do the same thing. You first do the open circuit test to know which diode will be forward biased and which diode will be reverse biased. So first you do open circuit test. Make each diode to be off. Let's assume that diodes are off. This is your 10 volt plus 10 volt and this is your plus 5 volt, this is your 0 volt and this is your minus 5 volt. This is R3, this is R2, this is R1. There will be no current flowing in this branch. Okay, so same minus 5 volt will appear here. Okay, minus 5 volt will be appear at this node. So this side voltage is 0 volt and this side voltage is minus 5 volt. So this D1 will be forward biased. Okay. So this diode will be forward biased because this side voltage is 0 volt and this side voltage is less, that is minus 5 volt. So this diode will be forward biased, and when it is forward biased, since each diode has some cut-in voltage V gamma, so it will be replaced with a voltage of V gamma. Okay, what is this voltage? 0.7 volt. Then what is the voltage at this node? 0 volt minus 0.7 volt, that is minus 0.7 volt will be at this node. 0 volt minus 0.7 volt will be minus 0.7 volt. Then see, the voltage at this node is minus 0.7 volt. Okay, and there is no current in this path, so same minus 0.7 volt will be available at this point. Okay, at this node. This side voltage is plus 5 volt and this side voltage is minus 0.7 volt. So this diode will be forward biased. So it will be replaced with a battery of 0.7 volt. Since it is forward biased, so I am replacing this diode with a battery of 0.7 volt. Then tell me, what is the value of this voltage? Voltage at this node, 5 volt minus 0.7 volt. The voltage at this point will be 4.3 volt. Okay, 4.3 volt. Then see, there will be no current in this resistance R1. Okay, because this path is off, open circuit. So same 4.3 volt will be available at this point. 4.3 volt will be available at this point. And the voltage at this point is 10 volt. So this diode is also forward biased. If it is forward biased, we will replace this diode with a battery of 0.7 volt because diode has some cut-in voltage. This voltage is 0.7 volt. So tell me, if this voltage is 10 volt minus 0.7 volt, so what is the voltage available at this point? 10 minus 0.7, that is 9.3 volt. Okay, and it is given that it is asked, the question is about what is the value of R1, R2 and R3. Okay, in order to understand to find out what is R1, R2, R3, we need to know what is the current flowing through each resistance. Okay, see, it is given that the forward current through each diode is 0.5 milliampere. So the current in this path is 0.5 milliampere, and the current through in this path is also 0.5 milliampere. In this path also, this is your forward current, 0.5 milliampere. So see, in order to find out R1, what is the value of R1? How to get R1? This voltage minus this voltage, 9.3 minus 4.3 divided by this branch current, 0.5 milliampere. So 9.3 minus 4.3 divided by 0.5 milliampere, you will get R1, and this R1 value will be 10 kilo ohm. The value of R1 will be 10 kilo ohm. Similarly, how to get R2? You need to know what is the current through R2. See, the current through this branch is 0.5 and the current through this branch is also 0.5 milliampere. So what is the net current through this branch? It will be 1 milliampere. So current through R2 will be 1 milliampere. So how to get R2 value? How to find out R2? R2 will be this 4.3 minus of minus 0.7. Okay, that is 4.3 minus of minus 0.7 divided by what is the current? 1 milliampere. So how much it will be? 4.3 plus 0.7, that is 5. 5 by 1, that is 5 kilo ohm. So R2 value is 5 kilo ohm. And what is the value of R3? How to get R3? R3 will be, see, the current through this branch is 1 milliampere and the current through this branch is also 0.5 milliampere. So what is the net current through this branch? 1.5 milliampere. So how to get R3 value? R3 will be this voltage minus this voltage, that is minus 0.7 minus 0.7 minus of minus 5 divided by minus of minus 5 divided by 1.5 divided by 1.5 milliampere. So it will be 5 minus 0.7 divided by 1.5 milliampere. It will be 2.86 kilo ohm. 2.86 kilo ohm. So this is the value of R1, this is the value of R2, and this is the value of R3. So option is A. Then move to the 17th question. Move to the 17th question. So how to solve this type of question? You need to first do open circuit test. Okay, then know which diode is on and which diode is off. So move to the 17th question. It is given that select the correct output V0 wave shape for a given input Vi in the clamping network given. Okay, and the input is given to be, first the circuit is given to be like this. This is 2 volt and in parallel to some resistance is connected. This is R. Okay, some capacitance value is given to be 1 microfarad. 1 microfarad capacitance. This is your input voltage, and this is your output voltage V0. And the input waveform is given to be like this: a square wave signal having peak value plus 10 volt and minimum value minus 10 volt. This is your input waveform. Okay, with respect to time. By looking at this circuit, it is a clamper circuit, and particularly it is a practical clamper because the resistance is connected in parallel to. Okay, so it is a practical clamper, and basically it is a negative clamper. Okay, and we said that negative clamper clamps positive peak of output to the reference voltage. Okay, negative clamper does not change the shape of the signal as well as shape of the input signal, as well as it will not change the peak to peak value of the input signal. Only it will clamp the positive peak of the output voltage to the reference voltage, that is 2 volt. So what will be its output waveform? This is your 2 volt. So what is the peak to peak value? 10 volt minus 10 volt, 20 volt. So what is the minimum value will be? Minus 18 volt. Okay, and this is your minus 8 volt. Minus 8 volt. So the output waveform for this circuit will be like this. It will not change the shape of the signal. The shape remains same. Only the positive peak of output, since it is a negative clamper, it will clamp positive peak of the output voltage to the reference voltage, that is 2 volt. Okay, this is the output if R is not present. Okay, if R is not present, this kind of output will be obtained. But if resistance is present, then capacitor will discharge during the negative half cycle and there will be some tilt in the waveform. Okay, you can see the output waveform will be like this. You will find some tilt like this, and this is your tilt delta V naught. Okay, in the negative half cycle you will find some tilt because it is a practical clamper. Okay, this is your delta V naught. Okay, this kind of output we can expect from this practical clamper circuit. Okay, but in the options there is not given any option like tilt in the output. In the option there is one option is given to be like an ideal clamper output. Okay, one of the option is given to be like this. Okay, that is it's the output of a ideal clamper, but one of the option is given like this and no option is given like a output having some tilt. So out of the 4 options, this will be the correct option. Okay, because in the out of the 4 options there is no option where you can find some tilt in the negative half cycle. Okay, but this is not the output of this circuit. Okay, the actual output is there will be some tilt in the output waveform during the negative half cycle, but there is no such options is available. So we can choose it is as a practical, it is as a ideal clamper output. Okay, so the option is D. Option is D, because it is a negative clamper. It will clamp its positive peak of output to the reference voltage 2 volt. This is your reference voltage 2 volt. This is a clamper circuit. But it is not the correct output from this circuit because it is a practical clamper. If at all it is a ideal clamper where there will be no resistance, then this is the correct output. But it is a practical clamper, so there will be some tilt in the output waveform. But there is no options available where you can find some tilt in the output waveform. So you need to consider ideal case. Okay. The option is D. Then move to the 18th question. The 18th question is given, find V naught in the circuit. Okay, some circuit is given and asked to find out what is V naught, and the circuit is given like this. Some capacitor is connected. Okay, and the input is 5 sin omega t. VA is 5 sin omega t. And it is asked, what is this V naught? What is the value of V naught? V naught is nothing but voltage across capacitor. Okay. See, when VA will be positive, then this diode will be forward biased and it will be replaced with short circuit, and capacitor will charge up to maximum value of what? Maximum value of the input voltage. When VA is positive, this diode will be forward biased and capacitor will charge up to what? Up to 5 volt, the peak value of the input voltage. Okay. So and when VA becomes negative, this diode will be reverse biased. Okay. And since there is no discharge path available, capacitor voltage will not change. It will remain fixed irrespective of input being positive or negative. Once it will charge up to 5 volt, capacitor voltage once charged to the maximum value of input voltage, that is 5 volt, In this case, since there is no discharge path available, so capacitor voltage will not change, it will remain fixed at 5 volt. So what is the output voltage? Output voltage will be 5 volt. This is the answer. Option B. Then move to the 19th question. Move to the 19th question. The 19th question is given. The diodes and capacitors in the circuit shown are ideal. Okay. The voltage Vt across diode D1 is dash. And the circuit is given like this. This is your C1, capacitor C1, and this is your C2, this is your D1, this is your D2, and this is given V of t. The voltage at this node is V of t is given. Okay, and the input signal is cos omega t, and it is asked to find what is V of t. This is your VC, voltage across capacitor is VC. Okay, so you can write V of t equal to this input voltage minus VC. Okay, so you can write that V of t equal to, what is your input voltage, cos omega t minus voltage across capacitor. This voltage is nothing but this voltage minus this voltage. Okay, see, when this is a sinusoidal signal, cosine signal. When this input is positive, then this D1 will be forward biased and D2 will be reverse biased. So capacitor will charge through D1 up to what value? Up to peak value of input. Since that is ideal, so capacitor will charge up to, what is the peak value of input voltage? 1 volt. What is the peak amplitude of this signal? 1 volt. So capacitor will charge up to 1 volt. So BC will be 1 volt. Okay. This will be 1 volt. And during negative half cycle, this D1 will be reverse biased, so it will be open circuited. Okay, it will be open circuited, and D2 will be forward biased, and capacitor C2 will charge, capacitor C2 will charge through D2. Capacitor C2 will charge through D2 up to what value? What is the net input voltage now? When this voltage is negative, okay, capacitor will charge through D2 up to what net input value? This is 1 volt. Now what is the peak value of input when Vi is negative? 1 volt. That is minus 1 volt. When cos omega t is negative, the maximum value of this input volt, minimum value of input voltage will be minus 1 volt. So it will, I am giving this side to minus and this side to plus, so it is 1 volt. 1 plus 1, so 2 volt. So this C2 will charge up to what value? Up to 2 volt. What is the net input voltage? 2 volt. So voltage across capacitor C1 will be 1 volt and voltage across capacitor C2 will be 2 volt. And once these two capacitor reaches to this maximum value of input voltage, their maximum value to up to C1 to up to 1 volt and C2 charge up to 2 volt, then this voltage across capacitors will be fixed because there is no discharge path. So their BC value, BC1 and BC2 will be fixed forever. So they will not change because there is no discharge path. So what is the B of t value? it is cos omega t minus BC, that is 1 voltage. This capacitor is 1 volt. So this is the answer to the question. The question is about what is B of t. B of t is cos omega t minus 1. Once capacitors reaches to their maximum value then their voltage will be fixed forever, irrespective of input being positive or negative. Voltage across capacitor will not change because there is no discharge path. So capacitor voltage will not reduce. Once it is charged to the maximum value, capacitor voltage will not reduce. So the answer to the question is V of t equal to cos omega t minus 1. So it is option A. And basically it is a voltage doubler circuit. Okay, voltage doubler circuit. Because if you take the output voltage equal to minus 2 volt, minus 2 value of minus 2 times peak input value 1 volt. In a voltage doubler circuit, output voltage was 2 Vm. Here what is peak value of input voltage? 1 volt. So you get 2 volt. That is output voltage is minus 2 volt. Then move to the question number 20. In the circuit shown below, the diode is ideal and the voltage V is given by. It is asked to find out what is the value of voltage V, and the circuit is given to be like this. Okay. A 1 ampere current source is connected like this, and this is your Vi and this is B. It is asked to find out this V value, and this resistance value is 1 ohm. This resistance value is also 1 ohm. It is asked to find out what is the value of B. Now first do the open circuit test. Okay, first do the open circuit test. Let the diode is off. This is 1 ampere and this is your Vi. This is the resistance value which is given to be 1 ohm. This is 1 ohm resistance, this is also 1 ohm resistance, and this is your V. So if you open circuit the diode, then this 1 ampere current source will flow in this way. Okay, then what is the value of B, or find out what is this voltage. To know what is the forward values of to understand the condition for the diode to be forward biased and reverse biased, first find out what is the value of this node voltage Vx. Let it be Vx. This node voltage I am assuming to be Vx. Then what is this value of Vx? Vx will be Va minus B. Va minus B. Now if this 1 ampere current will flow in this path, then what is the value of B? That is 1. This is your Vx. Okay, this is your Vx value. Now if by seeing this circuit having two non-reference, two principal nodes, you assume this is as a non-reference node and this as a reference node, and we know that according to nodal analysis the reference node potential is always 0. Okay, this voltage is 0 volt. Okay, now by looking at this side voltage is Vx and this side voltage is 0 volt. Okay, this side voltage is 0 volt. Now if this side voltage is greater than this side voltage, then this diode will be off. So if Vx, what is this side voltage? Vx, and what is this side voltage? 0 volt. If Vx is greater than 0 volt, okay, or you can say if what is Vx? Vx equal to Vi minus 1 is greater than 0 volt, or you can say if Vi is greater than 1 volt, then what is the case? Then what is the value of V? V equal to this diode is off, so V will be 1 volt. So when input voltage is greater than 1 volt, your value of V will be 1 volt. And if suppose if this voltage Vx, if Vx is less than 0 volt, then what will happen? If this side voltage is less than this side voltage, then this diode will be forward biased and it will be replaced with short circuit. So if you short circuit this diode, then what will happen? This 1 ampere current will flow in this path, okay, in this path. It will not flow through this because it will follow short circuit path, okay, and it will complete the path in this way. Then what is the value of B? How to get V value? You can see if you short circuit this path, then you can say if Vx is less than 0 volt, this diode is forward biased, then what is the value of this? You can say then Vi minus B, Vi minus B will be equal to 0 volt. This voltage minus this voltage will be 0 volt. Okay, if you short circuit this branch, then Va minus B will be 0 volt. Then what is B equal to? B equal to Va. So this is when Vx is less than 0. If Vx is less than 0, you can say Va minus 1. What is Vx equal to? Va minus 1 is less than 0, or if Va is less than 1. So this is the condition. If Va is less than 1, B value is Va, and if Va is greater than 1 volt, then B equal to 1 volt. You can write here, if your input voltage is greater than 1 volt, what is the value of B? B equal to 1 volt. And if your input voltage is less than 1 volt, then what is the value of B? B equal to Va. So these are the conditions of B. The question is asked to find out what is the value of B, and this is your answer. And from the options, how to select the option? First option is given, B is minimum value between Vi, 1. B is first option is given, B value is, B can be any one between any value which is minimum between Va and 1. You see, if Va is greater than 1 volt, if Va value is greater than 1 volt, what is the minimum value between, suppose if you assume Va equal to 2 volt, 2 volt comma 1 volt, what is the minimum value between 2 and 1? Answer is 1. So B is 1 volt. And if you move to the second condition, if Va is less than 1, let us assume it some 0.5 volt, okay, 0.5 volt. Then if you see this option, minimum value between Va, 1, that is if Va value I am assuming to be 0.5, between what is the minimum value between 0.5 and 1? Answer is 0.5. So B is 0.5. So the answer to the question is A, option A. And other options cannot be the answers. You can check out, okay. The option is given in this way. Option is given to be minimum between, V is minimum between Vi, 1 volt. This is 1 volt, okay. Whichever is small between Vi and 1, that will be the value of B, okay. Which value between Vi and 1 volt, whatever value is small, that is the answer of B. If you choose Vi is greater than 1, Then what is the minimum value between VA and 1? Answer will be 1. Okay, that is your B. And if VA is less than 1, then between VA and 1 volt, which one will be less? This VA will be, that is your B. So this option is correct. Then move to the question number 21. First complete this. So always you need to in this type of questions where there you will find diodes, you need to first do open circuit test. So move to the 21st question. A clipper circuit is shown below. Question number 21. A clipper circuit is shown below, and some clipper circuit is given like this. It is using a Zener diode. This is 5 volt. This is 1 kilo ohm resistance. Okay. This is your input voltage, and the breakdown voltage of the generator is VZ equal to 10 volt is given, and this is your output voltage V0. So question is, a clipper circuit is shown below. Assuming the forward biased voltage drop of the diode to be 0.7 volt, that is nothing but cut-in voltage, and full stop. The input output transfer characteristics of the circuit is, the question is about what is the correct transfer characteristics for this circuit. Okay, the question is about finding the transfer characteristics. And the cut-in voltage of the forward voltage, the cut-in voltage of the diode is given to be 0.7 volt. Okay, I solved this question while solving clipper circuit. Okay, this question I was solving. Let's solve it one more time. Okay, first, since they are non-ideal diodes, you first replace these diodes with a series combination of ideal diodes and a battery of 0.7 volt. So first, replace these non-ideal diodes with a series combination of ideal diode and a battery of 0.7 volt like this. This is your 0.7 volt. Similarly, here also 0.7 volt. Then what is this net voltage will be 5.7 volt. 5 volt plus 0.7 volt, it will be 5.7 volt. volt. Now I said that if transfer characteristics is asked to plot the transfer characteristics, if input value is not given, means if input waveform is not given, you need to consider all possible values of input. Means you need to consider the entire negative axis and entire positive axis. Okay, see, and I said that this cut-in voltage of the diodes will be considered only when diode is forward biased. In the reverse bias, we should not consider this cut-in voltage. Okay, when that is reverse bias, we should not consider this cut-in voltage. Okay, now let's solve this question. If input voltage is negative, then this zener diode will be forward biased and it will be replaced with short circuit. And what about this normal diode? This normal diode will be reverse biased, so it will be replaced with open circuit. Normal diode will be replaced with open circuit and this zener diode will be replaced with short circuit. Then what is the output voltage? Then what is the output voltage? Equal to minus 0.7 volt. So when VA is negative, V not equal to minus 0.7 volt. Equal to minus 0.7 volt. Now, when VA is positive, then this zener diode will be reverse biased. Okay, this zener diode will be reverse biased, and when VA is positive, if this zener diode is reverse biased, then we should not consider the cut-in voltage of the zener diode. So this we should not consider this value. Okay. When VA is positive. See, for what values of input voltage, or to understand what is the condition for this diode to be forward biased, this is your reverse biased, and in reverse bias it can be in breakdown or it cannot be breakdown. Okay, we will understand it. So first open circuit this diode and also open circuit this diode. Okay. Then what is the voltage available at this point? In order to understand what happens to these diodes, first open circuit. Okay. What is the voltage available at this point? No current will pass in the circuit, so there will be no voltage drop. So same VA will be appear at this point. So VA will be here. Now this diode will be forward biased only if this voltage is greater than this voltage. Okay, so if VA is greater than what is this voltage, 5.7 volt, then this diode will be forward biased and it will be replaced with short circuit. Then what is the output voltage? Equal to 5.7 volt. When VA is greater than 5.7 volt, when this side voltage is greater than this side voltage, then this diode will be forward biased. Okay. And what about this diode, this zener diode? What the voltage available at this across this zener diode? 5.7. What was the breakdown voltage of the diode is given? 10 volt, which is less than the breakdown voltage. Okay. So this zener diode will be in reverse biased but not in breakdown. So it will be considered to be open circuited. So what is the output voltage? 5.7 volt. Okay. And in this case, in this question, what happens if input voltage is less than 5.7 volt? If input voltage is less than 5.7 volt and greater than 0 volt, in this range, if your input voltage is greater than 0 volt and less than 5.7 volt, then both the diodes will be reverse biased. Okay, and both the diodes will be considered to be open circuited. Then what is the output voltage? Equal to VI. So V naught equal to VI. And see, when input voltage is greater than 5.7 volt, this diode is forward biased and replaced with short circuit. And here, what is the voltage appearing? 5.7 volt, which is less than 10 volt. So never this zener diode will be in breakdown. Okay, always this voltage across this zener diode will be 5.7 volt. Okay, for all values of input greater than 5.7 volt, the voltage across Zener diode will be 5.7 volt. So never this Zener diode will be in breakdown. So from this you can plot the transfer characteristics, which is the graph obtained between the input voltage VA and output voltage V0. This is the graph between output voltage and input voltage is called as transfer characteristics. And for all values of negative values of input, VA, when VA becomes negative, output voltage equal to minus 0.7 volt. This is minus 0.7 volt. I'm sorry, while discussing negative values of input, okay, let's consider this value. While discussing negative values of input, this was your Zener diode and this was the cut-in voltage 0.7 volt. Okay, and this was your diode. I am only considering negative values of input. Okay, now you need to first consider, do the open circuit test. Okay, do the open circuit test. Then what is the voltage available at this point is VA. The voltage available at this point is VA. Then this Zener diode will be forward biased if this side voltage is less than this side voltage. That is, if VA is less than minus 0.7, not for all the negative values. If your input voltage VA is less than minus 0.7 volt, then Zener diode will be forward biased and it will be replaced with short circuit. What about normal diode? Normal diode will be reverse biased, so it will be replaced with short circuit. Then output voltage is minus 0.7 volt. So this is the output voltage when input voltage is less than minus 0.7 volt. And if your input voltage is greater than minus 0.7 volt and less than 5.7 volt, the output voltage is equal to VA. Now plot the output waveform. This is your minus 0.7 volt and this is your 5.7 volt. This is also 5.7 volt. When input voltage is less than minus 0.7 volt, V0 equal to minus 0.7 volt. And when input voltage is in between minus 0.7 and plus 5.7, V0 equal to VA. And when input voltage is greater than 5.7 volt, output voltage equal to 5.7 volt. This is V0 equal to 5.7 volt. And this is V0 equal to minus 0.7 volt. And this is V0 equal to VA. This is your transfer characteristics. So you need to only correct this thing, that input voltage is not minus output voltage will not be minus 0.7 volt for all values of negative value. It will be only V0 will be only minus 0.7 volt when input voltage is minus 0.7 volt. I was forget to consider this cut-in voltage. So this is the correct transfer characteristics for the circuit, and the option is option C. Then move to the 22nd question. And the question is given, a half wave rectifier has an input voltage of 240 volt RMS. Okay, full stop. If step down transformer has turns ratio of 8:1, what is the peak load voltage? What is the peak load voltage? Ignore that drop. Okay. What the peak load voltage means peak output voltage. Question is about what is the peak load voltage or peak value of output voltage. See, for a half wave rectifier, what is the output waveform? The output waveform of a half wave rectifier is like this. Okay, and this is your half wave rectifier. Number of turns on primary side is greater compared to number of turns in the secondary winding. Okay, and this is your diode, this is your load resistance RL, and this is the output obtained when VA is positive. This is your VA, which is Vm sin alpha. Okay, this is Vm sin alpha, peak value is Vm sin alpha. This is your VA. Now it is given that consider the cutting voltage, ignore the diode drop, means you need to consider this diode to be short circuited when it is forward biased. It is given that ignore the diode drop, means there is no, assume that there is no voltage across the diode when it is forward biased. If at all some voltage is drop across diode when it is forward biased, you need to replace this diode with a resistance RF. Okay, RF. So if question is given, here question is given, ignore the diode drop. So what will happen? During positive half cycle, this diode will be replaced with short circuit. Okay, if we will short circuit this, then entire input voltage will be available at the output. Okay, that is, this input will be available output and having the same value of peak input value. This Vm is same as the maximum value of the input voltage. Okay, and during negative half cycle, this will be open circuited and output will be 0. So this Vm is the peak output voltage, and question is about what is the peak load voltage. Question is about what is peak load voltage or peak output voltage. What is that? Vm. How to get that? How to get Vm? We know that for a transformer, V1 by V2 equal to N1 by N2. Voltage at primary side and secondary side ratio is equal to turns ratio. What is RMS voltage of primary side is given 240 volt. So 240 divided by V2 divided by 8:1. 8:1 transformer. So 8 by 1. Then what is V2? 240 by 80. That is 30 volt. This is the RMS voltage across the secondary winding. This is your V2. And V2 equal to 30 volt. This is the RMS value of this Vi. So you can say Vi is a sinusoidal signal having peak value of Vm. So its RMS value is Vm by root 2. And what is that RMS value? Equal to V2. What is it? 30 volt. So then Vm will be 30 under root 2, which will be 42.5 volt. 42.5 volt. So this is the maximum value of load voltage or output voltage. Vm equal to 42.5 volt. So answer is 42.5 volt. Question is about what is the maximum value of output voltage, that is Vm, and how to get Vm. You first calculate what is the RMS value of secondary winding, that is using transformer equation, and you find that RMS value of secondary winding is 30 volt, and you can use, since Vi is a sinusoidal signal whose RMS value is Vm by root 2, so it is 30 volt, so Vm equal to 42.5 volt. Okay, this is the answer to the question, and the option is D. Then move to the 23rd question. Move to the 23rd question. Question is, a bridge rectifier uses a 9 volt AC input voltage Okay, the diodes are ideal. The diodes are ideal. What is the DC output voltage? Okay, what is the DC output voltage? That is BDCNL. BDCNL or DC output. What is the DC output voltage? It is asked, and it is asked given that diodes are ideal. Okay, if diodes are ideal, this DC output voltage will be 2 Vm by pi. For bridge rectifier, if diodes are ideal, then VDC will be 2 Vm by pi. While discussing bridge rectifier, I given VDCNL value was 2 Vm by pi and BDCFL value was IDC into RL or 2 Vm by pi minus internal DC drop, that is IDC into R, or R was RF plus RSW by 2 for full wave rectifier and R was 2 RF for bridge rectifier, R equal to 2 RF. But here diodes are ideal, so RF value is 0. So you can use 2 Vm by pi. Okay, R value is 0, so this internal drop will be 0. So DC or this BDC value will be 2 Vm by pi. This is the question. But the question is about finding the DC output voltage of the bridge rectifier. Okay, and the peak value of question is an SC input of 9 volt is given. That is nothing but RMS value of RMS voltage of the input signal is given to be 9 volt. You can say Vm by root 2 is given to be 9 volt. Then Vm will be 9 under root 2. Here you can substitute 2 into 9 root 2 divided by pi. Then answer will be 8.1 volt. So option is option D. So thank you. We'll be solving some more questions from this first chapter. Okay. So thank you.